Hey, don't forget, it ain't the first 48 with 60 minutes.
Come with the king, best not best. Even the score now, we need to score now. Back on that wall, when you hear that call, you know it's going down. We play from beginning to ending, you know how we finish. Turn to the bank, gotta handle our business. We need the ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make it feel it. You know I'm with. You come to the bank and get out of line, we sending a blitz. Say who you with? You know I'm with. That purple and black, and when we attack, you know what it is.
You're now locked into Zone 32.
Motherfuck the Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast. You got the usual suspects in tonight. My name is Jake. His name is Drew. His name is Will. His name is Trippy. His name is BT. Say what's up to the people.
We beat Satan. Fuck you, Jake.
Fuck you, Drew. You fucking
Jake, I just noticed
fucking ball hair looking ass bitch.
I just noticed that Jake looks like Chris Sims.
Nah, I don't look like Chris Sims.
We is back.
Definitely.
Chris Sims is way.
Guess what?
Chris Sims is way skinnier than me.
We beat the Steelers.
I'm like fat Charlie Hunnam.
You have a similar
Hitler
look.
Youth haircut.
That is fair. That is fair. I mean, hey. One day I was watching Boardwalk Empire, and I was like, I would look good like that too. So I should probably cut my hair that way. But anyway, enough of this bullshit. Let's get into it.
Boardwalk Empire, not shit.
Nah, because I haven't seen any haircuts like that in Schindler's List. That's a phenomenal movie. Like a start to finish. Lovely film.
Oh, Stark. that was a different route than I expected.
Dude, just watch the
That was good.
It's not like it's fucking Solo or the 120 Days of Sodom, which is just awful. It's just an awful experience with no kind of good ending. At least at the end, it's like, hey, look at that. They give him a hug and he's crying because he's going to save more people. And he laments that. There's humanization involved. There's a beauty in that in spite of all the darkness. But anyway, let's get off of that. Because finally, the Ravens kicked the shit out of the fucking Steelers. They came to the bank. They got that ass whooped. And just like Johnny Ringo in Tombstone, except with the actual outcome, the Ravens were not seeking revenge. They were seeking a reckoning, and the reckoning they gave because they beat up on the Steelers 34-17. Lamar had a good day, really good day. Wasn't perfect, but it's okay. This was encouraging, though, because from what we've noticed this season, if he's not perfect, they don't win. But this was a game where we got to see, after he throws that pick to Minka Fitzpatrick, Russell Wilson throws the ball to Marlon Humphrey, and it goes in for a tutty, which effectively killed the game because they weren't coming back from that scrub-ass team. But still, finally scored more than 20 points in a game, and specifically we scored over 30. So with that being said, with the Steelers kind of offense that they have, anyone will keep up. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now. Drew, you know what to do.
That was a good day all around, like complaints about really any position. Ronnie got his ass kicked a lot by Alex Hyde, which is moderately concerning. I feel like when we play the Steelers,
we've seen that before, though.
Yeah, but I feel like since the Watt injury, we play the Steelers, or since Watt injured when we play the Steelers, Ronnie gets like PTSD flashbacks and sucks against the Steelers. I'd like him to get over that, but it is what it is. Falele had a decent game. I mean, Makari even had a decent game. I don't think Tyler Linderbaum gave up a pressure, so pretty solid play overall from the line. Zay had a couple drops that were annoying, but Zay also made a couple catches, so it was kind of like that balanced itself out. Bateman stopping on that crossing route is probably like the dumbest play that we made on offense. And if that's really it, like that's all we have to complain about offensively, then I can live with that. I would have rather Lamar thrown the ball to Ricard, who was wide open, or Flowers, who was wide open, or Bateman, keep running and actually make that catch. But again, like that's like the length of my complaints there offensively. Defensively, we hit Russell Wilson a lot. Just feeling like prime Michael Vick for a little bit there, and then got fucking crushed by Darius Washington, and he stopped trying to run the ball, so that was great. Warren gave some problems. Roquan got burnt in coverage a few times. Brandon Stevens is still Brandon Stevens, but again, overall, just like top to bottom, good game from pretty much all facets. And Justin Tucker looked like Justin Tucker, so there really isn't much here that like we can complain about from for a 60-minute effort. Like there was really not any moments in that game where I was like, we're fucked. When Justin Tucker lined up for that 51-yarder, I was like, if he misses this, we're fucked. And then he made it, and I'm like, oh shit, like we might actually have this one.
So Marlon Humphrey looked really bad in the first half, but ended up being arguably, he made the play of the game for sure, and he had a really.
Can I make a Marlon point before you continue? So Trippy got in Marlon's face or got in Marlon's ear, I guess would be the best way to put it, after the Raiders game, correct? So we were 0-2.
That is correct.
And he was leaving the game. Trippy said, hey, Marlon, stop with the fucking podcast bullet and lock in. A lot of people online got upset about that, including, Jack Settleman, his podcast partner, family members of Marlon's, and, a bunch of weird-ass fans got really mad about that. But since that point, Marlon has put up a Defensive Player of the Year caliber performance and an All-Pro caliber performance. So maybe credit to Trippy for that. I don't know. If you look at before Tripp yelled at him and after, Marlon's been a completely different guy. And like Will said, completely sealed the game with that pick six. I love that for the record. I don't give a fuck if he gets fined or not for that. Any Steelers.
He may have been telling the truth.
Every penny.
Hey, Drew, he said that wasn't a taunting, though. He said he was trying to give it a job over the score.
And there is an angle that looks like he is really trying to do that.
Regardless, like people were like, if Vince did that, Ravens fans would be, crying and looking for him to get banned from the league. Russell Wilson has never hit George Pickens while he was that wide open for a walk-in touchdown. So, it's a bad comparison. I mean, he just gift-wrapped that ball to fucking Marlon because he was afraid to get killed by a jobbo. And Marlon walked it in. I don't give a fuck. I think we were talking about this last week. It's the Steelers. You want to I want him to hit them late. I want him to get in their face. I want him to get in their fucking head. And if you got to taunt them when you're fucking walking in, then do it. Good for Marlon.
I told Ro what you said too, Drew.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's going to come fucking fight me over it? Maybe
liven
him up a little bit.
I said, bro, let me whisper a bug in your ear. He said, what's up, Trip? I said, man, Raven fans was trying to say you was soft because you left the game and shit, man. Go out there and dominate the day, man. And you saw what he did yesterday.
He didn't dominate, but he wasn't a pussy like usual, so it was an upgrade.
He's still is shaky when he has to drop and cover the middle of the field.
So that drive where Darius Washington forced the fumble, Roquan Smith had a shot at Russell Wilson in the open field, and he kind of slipped a little bit and went low and just gently took Russell Wilson down. And I was about to tweet this is the time that you got to fucking kill the quarterback when he's out of the pocket. And then 2 plays later, Darius Washington just fucking lit him up on the goal.
Smacked the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I was sitting right there. I said, oh my God. At first, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought he was ready to score. I said, oh my God. Then I just see my man AD just smacked. And I'm like, oh, that's a fumble. Then I knew it was a fumble because they can't say his knee was down or his arms down because the ball was out and his knees was up, his legs was up in the air.
He got fucking flipped over, so nothing was touching the ground there when that ball came up. So
yeah, that wasn't close. Yeah.
I feel like we doing
the shit
good.
that I want though. I want us to fucking hit the quarterback. I want us
punish
to
people when they give you the opportunity.
And if you get a penalty for it, so fucking be
right.
And
those are penalties I'm fine with.
Only 2 penalties on Saturday was phenomenal.
The 2 penalties came. It felt like they came early and close together, and I was frustrated.
They were on the same drive. I believe they were back-to-back plays. And if they weren't, there was a loss of yardage between them. But again, so they did something stupid. They broke the rules, but then rather than letting it compound on itself, they fixed the fucking problem and didn't do it again. Rather than letting Bateman pulling up short on a route and turning the ball over, kind of fuck up their whole momentum, they went out there and turned the ball over themselves. They had 2 fumbles on, basically their first 2 possessions. Desmond King fumbled the punt and Lamar had fumbled the ball, on the first offensive drive. They didn't fucking turn the ball over. They didn't keep fumbling the ball. They stopped the problems, move forward, which is kind of what we've always asked out of him. So again, it was, I had a conversation. It was Dylan, who is a very opinionated Ravens fan, who said this was the make or break game of the season, and you'll know how the rest of the season is going to go with this game. I didn't agree with him, but if you have that mindset and that approach, and you watch Saturday's game, there's really nothing that you can be worried about anymore.
Right.
We're
when the Ravens don't beat themselves, then basically the other team has to be perfect.
When they don't beat themselves, they can beat everybody.
Right. Well, you think about this. The last time we played them, the only reason we lost is that was the Justice Hill freak fake interception right?
Yep. The one
Yeah.
that Peyton Wilson ripped out of his hands.
Yeah,
Which
that
should have been a
happened.
fumble.
Should have been a fumble, but whatever. So that was a freak play, and then Justin
Bateman's
Tucker
son.
missed.
That was the Bateman's son game too, I think. Or no, that was the Browns.
That was the Browns.
Wow.
That's why I confused those two games because it was like ridiculous, stupid shit happened. But then
it's a kick, and then
right, and Justin Tucker missed too.
Yep.
So people were focused on what Zay said last week, where he was like, "We got to make our kicks. We got to," and like everything he said was true, and they did everything that he said. So
yeah,
and they did exactly what I said they should do on the show last week: is score and force an early turnover, and you will win by 2 scores. That is how you beat the Steelers. If you make them turn the ball over early and you make them chase you, they are going to make mistakes chasing. That's just how it is.
Especially when
they're not a good team. They're not good. They're a mediocre team that has overperformed. They are now minus 11 versus teams over 500. All of their point differential, positive point differential, has come against bad teams. They're just not a good team. They have a leader who is able to will them to a winning record every year.
Yeah, if I knew I just had to make a Godfather baptism scene, meme for the game, I would have done that fucking years ago to get rid of, Tomlin's blood magic and his Satan connection there. But
so during the game, my observations early, after those 2 penalties, I tweeted, "Stop breaking the rules," and they did not have another penalty for the rest of the game. And then at halftime, I tweeted that Marlon was bad in the first half, needed to do some soul searching and get his shit together, and he was awesome in the second half. So I'm taking full credit for the victory. Anyone have any opposition to that? I fixed everything.
Yeah, you can't have nice things. I have many oppositions to that.
Yep.
I reject your opposition.
I reject you. I renounced Satan before the game, so I'm renouncing Satan again tonight. You're not allowed to have me. The Bateman thing is like I'm gonna give him a pass on it. It was stupid. It's not even I'm gonna give him a pass. It's stupid. It happened, but we didn't let it affect us. We didn't let us bring us down. We still won.
And I think part of that, where I was going with that is, I think part of that is Bateman. Obviously his teammates like him. Like there's no like, we're not going to sit here and pretend like we know that like Bateman is a hated person. I think his teammates like him just fine. But the guy, for a long time, until probably halfway through this season, I don't know that his teammates trusted him all that much, because he really has never consistently been able to go out and contribute. But he's doing exactly what we wanted. He's way over expectation, and now he's earned that grace where when he makes a stupid mistake like that, where he didn't quit on a route. He tried to do something like, that he shouldn't have done. I kind of understand why he did it too. Like the logic behind it, but just do what you're good at. Run the fucking route. You're good at running routes. You're good at separating when you run your route. Stop trying to be Mark Andrews. That's not who you are.
He's not a freestyle guy. He's not.
Exactly. He's got to stick with the program.
So you can't give him that kind of freedom because he doesn't know what to do with it.
So he's had enough moments this year where he has picked the team up, made big plays. And I think now you see some stupid shit like that happen, and the team's like, we gotta get that one back for him because he's picked us up before. So
and that's exactly what they did. So
yep.
Usually if he had made that play, I would have been tweeting out, fucking nail polish gifts, tweeting all kinds of wild shit about, from Balenciaga and stuff like that. And right after that play happened, that was fucking stupid. Like, let's, get back on the horse and not have this happening. So just to show, how far
BT's getting roasted in the comments.
I just saw that too.
I can't read it, so somebody's got to read it all out.
Why does BT look like a wild boar is making love to his face? It's some cold ass shit.
What's the name? Who
it's got to be one of BT's personal friends, I guess.
Actually, no, I have no idea who that is.
Oh man, he just hates you.
Neither do I. Matt Miller, you're right.
Matt Miller is right. Show to like 8 different groups.
Yeah, I tweet it once and then I carry on with my day. I don't know. I like to game typically.
And here's one for Jake.
You goddamn right I do.
Looks
all
like
day, son. All day.
Water cup and put Sprite in it.
Damn right, brother.
I can read the name on that one. I assume that's a relation.
Yes. I was the best man at his wedding.
So not your father. I was going to say it's either your brother or your father, but
too young to be my father.
Fair. Yeah. That you know of.
That is a good comment. It is a good comment.
Yep. No, my father was in Indianapolis. He went to the fucking he was tailgate for that Colts Titans game.
Yeah, so how about do we get into fucking Josh Allen shit? I feel like Lamar.
I think we should because I mean we're not. It's not typical that we're doing the show on a Sunday when there's a lot of NFL stuff.
What a fucking loser Josh Allen is. You got the fucking retard contingent of Bill's Twitter, which is the majority of them. All night last night. Derrick Henry carried the team, and this is why Lamar's not the MVP. He needs Derrick Henry to bail him out, and he's just stat padding touchdown passes and all kinds of dumb shit. And then you get against the 3-11 Patriots, Josh Allen just lays a fucking egg. Gets carried by James
spite
Cook.
of him.
He's very, very lucky that they even won that game.
Yeah.
If Drake May didn't suck, I say he sucks. The reality is he's a rookie and he's gonna do dumb rookie shit. And if he didn't have, a dumb rookie move of like fumbling the ball into the end zone, Patriots might win that game. As wild as that is. So I don't particularly care about the MVP award to the extent that like I'd much rather win the Super Bowl. And the MVP award is not something that what are we left?
This other one.
Yep. You see the other one.
Thinks I go to the strip club for dinner and eats alone.
And eats alone.
I don't know who this guy is, but I like him.
Exactly. Keep roasted, homie. Keep roasted. I don't even know who you are.
Paul Peters.
Paul Peters.
I'm about to go find this dude.
That's got to be a fake name.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'd like to take credit for it, but I don't know what platform he's commenting on or
Facebook.
Yeah, I don't have a Facebook following. I'm not Facebook people. That would be like Grant. Maybe that's Grant's burner.
Could be.
It could be his burner.
Too busy. Although I figure he'd be trying to roast you and Will from a burner if anything.
He knows better than he knows that.
There you go.
Well.
Yep.
Yeah. The last thing he wants is both of us going at him at the same time.
Yeah, that's just he tends to like to split the difference there and pick one person. The smart move by him. It's a survival tactic on his end. So, but yeah, Bill's fucking retarded. Like I don't know what other word to use to describe them at this point. They're just so fucking dumb.
The fact that they're this obsessed with the fucking MVP, like you just said, I don't think at this point any like rational, normal human Ravens fan really cares about the MVP. We didn't anyway. Now I think we kind of do. We want Lamar or literally anyone else to win it besides Josh Allen, just so that these fucking assholes will they'll have to fucking cry again for a whole year. But like, why do they care about the fucking MVP? They have their team is really good. Focus on.
If you want to give,
who gives
Josh
a fuck about the
Allen,
MVP?
If you want to give Josh Allen here, tell your fans to fuck off and leave us alone. MVP award. But like, we can have a normal dialogue, point out that clearly Lamar Jackson has had a better season than Josh Allen. Then I'm fine with Josh Allen winning. The reality is the top three quarterbacks in the NFL right now are Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. That is the correct order to put them in. Right now, Lamar is better than Patrick Mahomes, but overall, Patrick Mahomes has the championships and has the individual trophies, and nobody.
Right now, I don't know that he is actually, but this season as a whole, he is. Right now, he's not.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is that like right this second, or just like this year, if you were, Lamar Jackson's having the best season out of any quarterback. Overall, Patrick Mahomes, the more accomplished quarterback individually and from a championship standpoint.
All right, I'm just going to go down the line real quick, okay? So Patrick Mahomes, 66.9% completion percentage. Josh Allen, 64.4. Point for Mahomes. 3,608 yards passing. Josh Allen, 3,395. Point for Mahomes. He is at, 23 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Josh Allen's at 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So 2 points for him there. And quarterback rating, Patrick Mahomes 91.2, Josh Allen 103.5. So, like I said, over the course of the whole season, Josh Allen it rates out better. I think though, if you look at Patrick Mahomes for like the last 8 weeks or something like that, I forget what the exact time frame was. I saw a tweet about it earlier. He has like 16 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He started out the season pretty bad. So
yeah, he did, and so he's come on strong because I don't think the Chiefs care about the regular season. I really don't.
Nor should they. Nor should they.
Yeah,
They know they're going to get in. They are the Patriots that we watched for fucking 20 years. The same team. They
they're
have a
also
very
very
shitty
similar to that.
division. They're going to get in every time, and they have a really good quarterback and a really good coach.
You don't really know what they are until January hits, and like I'm never going to count them out. But if somebody punched them in the mouth first round, I wouldn't be shocked. But if just run through everybody and go to the Super Bowl again, I also wouldn't be shocked.
They're like I said, they're just like the Patriots that we watched, and they have a target on their back. Every team, like obviously, I think the Ravens and the Chiefs have the most authentic rivalry. Real, like even though the Chiefs have dominated it.
As I say, that's why I don't like calling it a rivalry.
That's why I kind of hesitated, but like the Chiefs and Ravens, I think get up for each other more than any other two teams that are in the division.
Up because I want to be, as the championship experience member of this podcast. Just all my teams have won in my lifetime. You guys really can't relate to that, so it is what it is. When you
do realize the Sacramento Kings are not my first NBA team. Michael Jordan, the GOAT.
You were like 7 the last time you won a championship, Jake.
No, I was 8. I was 8 because I know that because you were 7.
We're the same age, retard.
Bitch, I'm older than you by 4 months.
Yeah. Okay. So again, we're the same fucking age, jackass.
That's right. Now go fucking write line in the movies, young whippersnapper.
But no matter what, when Michael Jordan won a championship, you both would be the same age because it happens in June.
No,
yeah, and I didn't turn that next age till July, so that's the.
Oh,
so it was after.
Drew, I'm mixing up your birthday with another birthday that makes sense to mix it up with, but I'm not going to say it on.
Fair. Oh yeah. Well, you got a couple options to mix it up with, but yeah, neither.
Right, but you know who I'm talking about.
I know one of several we could be talking about, and you would be in the right ballpark anyway. So
right. I think I even know the date.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying before Jake decided to be fucking Nazi youth and be like, oh, I watched Michael Jordan, I was a big fan of him. Congratulations, asshole.
That's not Nazi youth, you rat bastard.
Republicans need shoes too, so you're like, oh, Nazis too. I love.
Please, Hitler's favorite team would have been the '86 Boston Celtics with Larry Bird and Kevin McHale. Get the fuck out of here.
I wasn't alive for that, so I can't. I can't.
That's fine, but
shit.
That's fine, but your prime team.
As the most championship experienced individual here, I watch UConn just fucking run through everybody and win national championships. They won every game by like 20 points. I watch Michigan fucking run through people, win a national championship. Like, sometimes it's more fun to beat the good team. Like the 04 Red Sox beating the Yankees was fucking awesome. And so, like, I want to beat, that's why I get up, is that, like, I want to beat Chiefs when everything's on the fucking line so that we can be like, hey, we beat the fucking Chiefs and won a Super Bowl. I hold it over everyone here. Joe Flacco beat Tom Brady twice. Like, only Eli Manning could do that in the playoffs. So, I don't know. It's always fun, I guess.
Well, and the Chiefs, I think, see the Ravens as the biggest threat. Most Chiefs fans that I respect that I talk to all will say that Lamar is the second best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, and that's fair. But I also don't Chiefs fans take the Bengals or the Bills lightly.
No, I don't think they take them lightly, but I think that they see the Ravens as the best team on a consistent basis. Like the Ravens have given. The Ravens don't go and get their ass kicked by the Chiefs.
No.
Typically, it's going to be a close game.
It's a game.
Last postseason, didn't Chris Jones say that they had to get that the Ravens were the best team in the league?
Yes, he did. He said that right after they beat the Niners.
I think that his statement was more that was their hardest. I don't know if he said that they were the best team in the league, but he's also, again, not the brightest bulb in the pack. So, some of his words could be left open to interpretation. But,
But it was the same concept, though.
Yeah, it was the same concept of like they wanted, they beat the Ravens and that was their toughest test. And yeah, so when we beat in 2012, when we beating the Colts, fine, like that's got some history at home. They had Andrew Luck, so they were not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. And then you go beat Peyton Manning in Denver, and then you beat Tom Brady at Gillette, and then you kind of beat the new like hot shot on the block, Colin Kaepernick and Greg Roman, and this magical option offense I've seen in a while and the pros work. Like, that's a fun championship to look back and remember. Like, in the moment, it was stressful, but you look back on it, you're like, hey, that was cool. Rather than beating every team by 30 points, I guess is my
I think. And by the way, I think what Chris Jones said, or at least someone on the Chiefs said this, that they felt like the Ravens game was the Super Bowl. Like beating that team was if you beat the Ravens, you're winning the Super Bowl.
I think that's actually exactly what he said, was that the winner of the AFC Championship game is going to be the Super Bowl winner.
Right.
So, that we're talking about Super Bowls and we're discussing Josh Allen, so it's like a weird jump to make because Josh Allen, Bills don't win Super Bowls. Josh Allen won't Super Bowl. Yeah, Bills fans are slowly becoming more like Bengals fans. I feel like the more successful they've been in like recent history, the dumber the people that latch onto that team are, and they get kind of annoying to deal with. Nice fucking throw, Baker. Jesus Christ.
That was a really bad throw. Yeah. He's lucky it didn't get picked off. It looked like a fucking punt.
I'm about to say, what did he do? An interception?
No,
he just threw a terrible deep ball, and if he threw the fade to the arm side there, that's a touchdown. There's only
I don't know what number 10 is.
It was an easy touchdown if he just faded the opposite way.
That was nowhere fucking.
No, I think the only reason it didn't get picked off because it was such a bad throw that the Cowboys player was more focused on defending the player than looking for the ball.
We made fun of Juice Prochet for that interception that he threw, where he like stepped up in the pocket with all this fucking confidence,
tapped the ball,
just threw an awful pass. Like that's what Baker Mayfield does every time he throws the ball. Is that if you just look at him, it's like, oh, this is somebody open. He's gonna make a fucking phenomenal throw, and then sometimes he lets go, and you're like, the fuck is this guy doing here?
Oh, speaking of which, we're talking about dumb Bills fans. That fucking idiot TJ guy who lives in Spain or whatever. He had a tweet yesterday, I think, or I don't know, it was recently, and he said that it's an objective fact that Baker Mayfield was a better number 1 overall pick than Cam Newton. MVP.
What the fuck?
Cam Newton, who took his team to the Super Bowl. That guy. Like, what are you talking about? The only reason Cam Newton didn't have a longer career is just because his shoulder got fried.
He runs
talent-wise, it's not even close.
Yeah,
literally.
I think higher than a lot of people. He is.
I think he's good, but he's not Cam Newton.
Anywhere near Cam Newton's vicinity there.
They shouldn't be in the same conversation, especially when you're talking about where they were picked.
When you were talking about
Baker Mayfield's on his 4th team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
honestly,
it's not his fault the Browns didn't work out. They're the Browns, so I'm not going to blame him for that. And I don't really count the Rams stint as like him, bouncing around to a team.
Well, I'm just saying he got cut mid-season, while still on his rookie contract, picked up by another team, then ends up on another team, and then ends up in Tampa Bay. So he looks like, I think he'll have a long career. He looks good, but to say that he's a better number 1 overall pick than Cam Newton is so stupid.
Yeah, fucking wild statement on his part. But also we need to mention there are things that are bigger than football. A Bills fan did witness a horrific injury in the stands, so they're going to leave Twitter. I don't really know what the two have to do with each other, but I just wanted to mention some things are bigger than sports. So, if you are listening to this on this Sunday night, just remember football's not always the most important thing going on.
Hold on. I just noticed something.
What?
This guy, I'm pretty sure it's a Josh Allen dick rider, but I'm pretty sure this is the person who DM'd me, and I tweeted the screenshot of it. Hold on.
MVP 17. Yeah, man, MVP 17 did a whole lot against fucking tanking Patriots here.
Yeah, it's that person. They 2 days ago, they DM'd me, said, so why didn't Dak win it last year? I said, he got 0 first place votes and Lamar got 49 out of 50. Hope this helps.
I also fucking hate people who just fucking respond to me on the timeline. I don't know you. Why are you DMing me?
Right. And then when I said that, they didn't even reply. They've never replied to the DM. And they haven't, I don't think they've replied to the tweet either. So I don't know, but they're watching the live stream. Thank you very much.
Just fucking seems like this individual doesn't really grasp how to respond to things in a constructive manner or the correct manner.
Buffalo fans, so
how many fucking tables have you jumped through, pal?
Presumably from Buffalo, so you can't expect too much.
Brain damaged moron. Not sure.
I love whenever someone says that, a Ravens fan, and then they'll send a screenshot of Baltimore City schools literacy rate, as if any of us go to fucking school in Baltimore City. Trippy did, but he reads at a high level. I know this. He reads a lot of tweets every single day.
I mean, also literacy rates and understanding that Lamar won the MVP because 49 out of the 50 voters voted for him for first place. Like, there's not really a correlation. The people in
Right.
Baltimore allegedly read at a high level, according to this little stat that you send.
Well, that's interesting. I'm going to point out because Baltimore's city motto is the city that reads.
Fucking nerds.
I think it may be overcompensating.
Probably. But my larger fear is that, like, okay, but maybe they can do math better than you, clearly, because they understand that 49 out of 50 first place votes means that Lamar's the MVP, and you're the one denying that. So you sound like Grant after the 2020 election, basically.
It was such a confusing DM too, because it was clearly a Josh Allen fan, and then they're asking why Dak didn't win it. I'm like, you could have just said Josh Allen. He's the only other guy who got a first place vote, and he's the guy that they want to say, look, his stats were so much better. Why are we talking about Dak? I get that Dak came in second, like, on the point system, but the only other guy to get a first place vote last year was Josh Allen.
I had people DM me after I copy and pasted that Bill's retard tweet. Be like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Fuck off! Like, I'm fine. Please respect my privacy at this point." I would love to know what those two. Just some drunk retard fall down the stairs, or what? Or was it the injury to Josh Allen's infancy that she witnessed? That was the issue.
That is the working theory.
Sounds like the latter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, if you're going to trade, I assume that individual has a ton of very dumb tweets out there about Lamar Jackson and was getting buried, quote tweeted to death on those. And so was trying to be like, oh, well, I went traumatic thing today, like, leave me alone. But
I know, I'm pretty sure that girl does not do the Lamar stuff.
No? So just.
No, I'm almost certain.
Well, then that's
She gets a lot of hate. She gets a lot of hate because she's like a girl and has a lot of followers. You know how that goes. We are the number one respectful to women podcast in Baltimore.
I mean, personally, if I were advising her on how to date, I think the better way to do it is that you make a Patreon, you put all of your tweets behind a paywall, and then you come up with like an arbitrary grading, and really get people on your side, really get people to understand where you're coming from.
I want to just say that I hope that none of our listeners get AIDS from listening to you. You obviously are suffering from some serious.
Me?
Yeah, you. Doesn't he sound sick, Jake?
I didn't quite catch it. I just assumed you were talking about Tom because that's the only person I can imagine contracting AIDS after speaking.
You sound like you have like COVID or something.
I have a fucking dry mouth. Leave me alone.
I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I'm hearing a little something in your voice.
What do I look like, fucking Magic Johnson to you now or something? What
the fuck are we doing? Deadly disease. I didn't,
Oh, Drew has AIDS. Yeah, that's fucking. You have fucking dwarfism. Let's talk about that.
To be fair, Magic Johnson does not have AIDS yet. It's HIV still. Never involved the AIDS. He's got the HIV.
Ever had HIV? I think that was all clever ruse to raise.
Well, we'll never know because they canceled whatever that show was on HBO.
Yeah,
that's right.
The blood test show. Does Magic Johnson actually have HIV?
Right.
I get accused of a lot of
everyone loved that show except people from Boston.
I've never been accused of having AIDS before. That was a pretty fucking wild statement by Will.
Yeah. Well, it was just AIDS is just a catch-all for if you're sick.
I mean, AIDS is a pretty specific illness.
But that's what we say if someone's sick.
Yeah, but like I'm not. I'm now like self-conscious about my voice. Like, what the fuck did I do here?
I'm wondering if it's it's like your microphone,
or you just made it up in your head.
No, I've been hearing it all show.
Fucking fake hate crime here against AIDS people, lumping me in with them.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. You're suddenly an advocate for the AIDS community.
I also have my heater on downstairs. I don't while we're recording because it's like 11 degrees out. So that could also be part of the problem.
It's cold as fuck here, so I'm sure it's brutal there.
It's dry. Yeah, it snowed on fucking Friday. Just fine. It like stuck to the ground, but then people don't know how to drive. It's real fucking annoying.
By the way, there's a fucking operating Ferris wheel at the Inner Harbor on the water. I drove past it today, and there was motherfuckers riding that thing. So it was 30 degrees out, and you're right on the harbor, so the fucking wind is whipping off that shit. So it must have felt like 15 fucking degrees up there.
How deep is the Inner Harbor?
I have no idea, but it's got to be pretty deep because they have large ships that come right up to it.
So could we get Brian to jump off the top of the Inner Harbor? Is where my brain was going.
We can't get him to jump off the fucking edge, let alone a tall object.
Yep.
Right, but like I don't know, maybe just push him off the Ferris wheel like he.
Maybe we trick him into taking a ride on the Ferris wheel and then ambush him.
Brian, they're giving out free bottles of red wine if you jump off the Ferris wheel.
I think it's more likely you lure him to the inner harbor like that, and then you have someone come out of nowhere and drop kick him into the harbor.
There's a treasure chest.
I mean, at this
off,
point,
off the
it's
constellation.
We got to lure
of,
him
red
with
wine.
the wine.
it's almost been like 3 years at this point, so I feel like we got to go bigger than just jumping in the inner harbor. I think
You know what it is?
Flip off the Ferris wheel would do it.
No, we got to get him to ride the Ferris wheel and then tip the Ferris wheel over into the harbor.
Smart.
Yeah. Is that easy to accomplish? I don't know. Like, I don't know. How
I mean, we
Ferris
would
wheels
need heavy
work.
machinery for sure.
I mean, could we just like drive a car into it? Would it flip it or no?
Like catching like terrorist plots live on YouTube.
I mean, our pal Lamar's a very horrific driver and crashes into a lot of things. I feel
True.
like we could just,
We could just wait for him to
Yeah, we could just
make
be
a
like-
wrong turn.
we could just be like,
Jet
oh, hey, Will and I are
fuel
in the inner
does
harbor.
not
Come drive
melt
up to it.
steel.
I'm sorry, I missed. I think you were making a Jake joke there, and I didn't want to step on it. Say it
Yeah,
again.
no, I was making a Jake joke.
I totally
Something
missed your joke.
Said something doesn't melt steel. That's all I caught.
Jet fuel.
Jet fuel does not. It does not melt. It doesn't melt steel beams through. Terror sword did 9/11.
Jake is just going to be pacing around waiting for Trump to take office. He allegedly is going to declassify all his 9/11 stuff.
Yep, the 9/11
And
shit. Yep.
If he declassifies something that says, jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, but there was, I don't know, some accelerant present or something like that, Jake is just going to fucking tweet about it for like 6 months straight. Be like, I fucking told all you,
Jake hasn't tweeted in
All of a sudden, I actually start to tweet things. It's like, all right, it's time, buddy. Like, what the fuck? Jake's tweeting? What is this?
He's gonna go back and time that he said jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams and just post a compilation of it.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly right.
We're
Keep it on loop. Just keep it on loop with every single one.
We're off the
All right,
rails because we dangled a little carrot of conspiracy in front of the moderator, and he completely abandoned his duties.
Completely. Hey, that's what you get. Sometimes I'm Ernie Johnson. Sometimes I'm Charles Barkley. Jesus' birthday
is coming up. The Christ, but Jesus' birthday is coming up. I can't even say that.
Please. This is the pagan holiday, the winter solstice, Yuletide, with your fucking dead Christmas trees and gift giving and all this.
Anyways,
earlier
we got
today,
a game in
pagans.
3 days.
I asked someone who works at an institution where there's a community of people and a percentage of them have those bumper stickers, the Keep Christ in Christmas bumper stickers, and he confirmed for me that those are the people who cause trouble, who are weird as fuck. Like, it's basically like a scarlet letter. If you have that on your car, you're a problem.
You also physically can't take Christ out of Christmas. Like, it's the first 5 letters.
Yeah, right. It's hard unless someone just doesn't know, like the origin story of Christmas. The word's right there. It's pretty fucking obvious.
Like, I mean, it is Jesus' birthday, and I feel like...
Well, it's ceremonial. Like, in real life, apparently he was born on like March 23rd or something.
That was like August. That was like August 23rd or 5th or some shit.
It's whatever they
somewhere
get
in the warmer months.
Yeah. But also, the sand part of the country, so it's warm all the time there. So who the fuck knows when it actually happened? It's out in the middle of the fucking desert. Like, it's 140 degrees every day. So...
7 and 9. I heard the desert's like 100 one way or 100 the other way.
We are going to honor Jesus by kicking the living fuck out of the Texans.
That's right, we are, because on Christmas Day, the Ravens are the second Netflix game because they go to Houston to NRG Stadium to play the Houston Texans, who have been beat the fuck up with Diggs on IR and Tank Dell now out for the year with the knee injury from Saturday. All this shit. Aziz Al-Shair is still on suspension. So they're going into the game pretty beat up, and CJ Stroud is kind of going through a sophomore slump. Not bad, but not great either. I have no idea.
I don't want to get too close to problematic lettering, so
there you go.
We're gonna let that one sit. Trippy, if you want to dive into what NRG stands for and you want to break that down, feel free. I'm not touching that one.
Shit, I don't know. That's why I asked y'all what it stands for. I guess I'm just have to Google it.
Maybe if you tweet at okay and ask her what NRG stands for, maybe she'll have some.
I'm blocked.
Yeah, we're all blocked, I'm sure. But
all of us. You and me, and I don't fucking tweet.
Right, I don't even know who the fuck she is, and she got me blocked. That's crazy.
She's your association. Hey, NRG is just like because it's when you say it, it sounds like energy. So it was just a clever way to represent
so
energy.
like
Oh.
BGE. So that's like that's like
No,
an energy
BGE is
service?
Baltimore Gas and Electric. NRG is
Right,
just,
so-
but so the letters don't stand for anything.
That's a
Man,
fucking
shit, it got
wild
what?
move.
It got to stand for something.
That
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm doing the research. It doesn't stand for anything.
No, see, you're falling right into their trap because McNair family, they're definitely going with what I was thinking. So yeah, we're gonna leave it alone. Fucking assholes. And they have Beyonce performing at halftime too, which we'll get into. But
fuck Beyonce.
yeah, fucking pedophile fuck. But I didn't say
Trifling
that.
bitch.
Yeah, fucking your husband is like raping underage
So like,
girls.
is they
and
gonna
you're
show?
involved with
Is
him.
they gonna show her performing on Netflix too? Or like,
Yeah.
That's when I'm gonna
they
go
will.
get dinner. That's when I'm gonna go, upstairs and make my dinner and come back downstairs. I want no part of watching her perform. Satanic fuck. Her and her husband.
I
Diddy
feel sorry
party
for the
attending
Texans right
fucks.
now.
Yeah, I've never lost a six Stroud in my life. I don't plan to have that start again on Christmas. So he killed Tank Dell all weekend, so there's one more target for him gone. Nico Collins, American legend, is a solid player, but I feel like between Marlon and Nate Wiggins, he's not going to be able to do much. Dalton Schultz.
What about Brandon Stevens?
Yeah, just
keep him on Schultz.
Just keep Brandon Stevens the fuck away from Nico Collins, and we'll be fine. Joe Mixon's a prolific woman beater, so I feel like we should just beat the fuck out of him like he beats the fuck out of blonde girls in a bar in Oklahoma.
That's exactly right.
When he tries to get through the line. Michael Pierce looked fucking great on Saturday. I'm glad to see him back. Travis Jones is
fucking man child.
He doesn't put up the flashy numbers, but he is just causes disruption every play, especially in the run game. David Ajabo,
He just consumes resources,
Right. He consumes resources, but unlike Brandon Williams, he actually breaks through those resources sometimes.
Brandon Williams occupied space.
Yeah,
Travis Jones takes up space, but also you have to account for him. So he is at least one man on that offensive line is occupied with Travis Jones.
Yeah, he's actively being come fucking stop me, motherfuckers. Whereas Brandon Williams is hey, I'm a fat guy that can do. You should come block me. Different kind of guys who are wearing 98 up the middle. Weeks in a row, David Ajabo made some highlight reel plays that nobody wants to tweet me about. That Marlon Humphrey, pick six was because David Ajabo was about to murder Russell Wilson. So I'd love to see CJ Stroud a couple times. He likes sacking CJ Stroud. Maybe he'll wake up that Michigan
Ohio State quarterback. So hey,
yeah, he knows how to hit him. Ajafe opened me off. He's back to almost OA, which I don't really like. I would much rather watch him, complete the play. So maybe this is a good guy to just fucking beat the fuck out of. Their line is not, their defense is solid, and I feel like that's kind of more of my focus this game is how does our offense do against their defense? Will Anderson in particular. Stingley is
Daniil Hunter too. He's having a good year.
He's having an okay. He's not much different than
he's
who'd they have?
He and Grenard both have about the same amount of sacks. I think they both have
that's
11.
what I'm saying is that, but Grenard was good last year. So I don't see much of a difference between Daniil Hunter and Grenard in terms of what they're going to do to us. The last time we played the Texans in the playoffs, it was kind of a slow, rocky start. And
Hunter is a half a sack off the NFL lead behind Trey Hendrickson.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, don't get me wrong though. Let's be honest. I ain't gonna lie to
you.
you. The Texans definitely gonna bring that pass rush. So our offensive line.
They got a good defensive line.
Yeah.
Right. So are we gonna get all pro Ronnie, or are we gonna get Ronnie from last week?
Man,
that's the question.
Ronnie.
And we're gonna need him against Will Anderson because that's his matchup.
We need all pro Ronnie. We get not quite all pro Ronnie, but better than last week. Ronnie will be fine. Rosengarten's
he's really good.
And a lot of it's being made for TJ Watt about how he was hurt and whatever. Look, he chose to fucking play. You strap up and you go on the fucking field, you're gonna get judged the same way that I'm gonna judge anybody because you were healthy enough to play. And Roger Rosengarten had him in a fucking in a cell the entire game. I forgot that I don't think he had one tackle according to the box score, and I'm sure it was a run to the right that he fell on Derrick Henry when Derrick Henry ran a line of scrimmage. So I'm thrilled that he's starting. Falele had a couple questionable plays. You kind of have to expect them with him. And Makari was the same thing of A couple guys just beat him off the line. If we can limit that and give Lamar time in the pocket, I don't see any reason why we don't just boat race the fucking Texans on Netflix.
Yeah, and I think that Stroud, like Jake mentioned, he's slumping a little bit. He had 2 really bad picks this week on Saturday, but we beat him twice, and the second time we really beat the shit out of them. So it could become one of those things where C.J. Stroud is like Lamar to Mahomes. You know what I mean? Like, Lamar hasn't had a real signature performance against the Chiefs. So, like, I guess the one game we won where he did the flip into the end zone, but I don't remember his stat line that day.
I actually I'm looking at a picture of the flip on my wall right now as we speak. I was going to turn the camera on and be like, no signature moments, Will. But,
yeah. So, but I think that C.J. Stroud is going to be chasing Lamar Jackson for, that's going to be a guy because C.J. Stroud, like coming out last year, I personally saw C.J. Stroud potentially as being like a top 5 quarterback in the league. And then this year, he's come back down to earth a little bit. So I'm not going to make that same, statement. I like him to bounce back, but I think this is going to be one of those years where it's not going to get better for him this year. He's going to limp into the off season. They're going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to get their ass kicked in the first round, and hopefully by us.
He is the exact.
Well, no,
hopefully not.
Hopefully by someone else. Hopefully we get a home game. I'd rather play the Broncos more than anybody else.
If you are Daniels or you are Bo Nix or you are Drake May or any rookie quarterback that's had some level of success this year, you look at how Stroud approached the offseason and you do the complete opposite. He was all hanging out with Amber Rose and going on podcasts, just trying to live the I'm a top 5 quarterback life without putting the work in. And you could see he didn't really make that step in year 2. His problem's always going to be not that mobile. He is more of a traditional pocket guy, and I feel like those guys will struggle in the new NFL with how athletic edge guys are getting.
He is capable of being mobile. That's the thing. He's like Baker Mayfield. I just watched Baker Mayfield get run for a first down,
or like Burrow when they're making off-script plays. He projects similarly.
C.J. Stroud is not. There's no changing ability in his legs, but he is mobile. He's not a statue.
He can make off-script plays.
He can run. He just doesn't ever chink his really thing.
But he may learn that you have to lean on that sometimes. Like Mahomes does it a lot.
Yeah. Mahomes is very much I'm going to pass. All right, there's nothing I'm going to run. And I don't think C.J. Stroud has developed that.
And Mahomes didn't do that as much early in his career.
Motherfucker just fumbled, bro. He's sorry as shit.
Yeah, it's his second fumble of the game, and I think he's hurt. Looks like he just got slammed by a cop while he was running away from him at Oklahoma. But
yeah, he was down.
That's the thing with the game. Just don't let that defensive line wreak havoc. If you can avoid Stingley, do it. I wouldn't necessarily go away from him. Like if you got Zay on Stingley.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Stingley matches up well with Zay.
Yeah.
So if it's Zay on him, get the ball out quick. I think Zay gives him problems after the catch. And if it's Bateman on him, Bateman has been a 50 guy this. He has come down with a lot of those 50 deep balls, and maybe catch.
I think that just Stingley. If Stingley's on Bateman, then Bateman's playing decoy all day.
Yeah, I would agree.
Run him all over the place because Stingley's going to have to be perfect because of Bateman's route running. So in order to avoid, what everyone loves to fucking talk about with Bateman, in order to avoid all the separation, Stingley's going to have to be fucking dialed in on Bateman. So hopefully he is matched up. And then, Bateman will probably flash open a couple times and maybe he gets 1 or 2. I'm not going to put him on my ticket this week. I know that.
No, absolutely not.
And the real question for me
I think Tyler Wilder's going to have a big game this week. Watch.
Yeah, so Doug, is Nelly back and is Justice Hill back?
He should be back.
I don't think
Justice Hill no chance.
That's a real tight time frame to pass a concussion test.
Look, Justice Hill not going to play this week, but I know Keaton Mitchell going to play because John Hall
guaranteed
said he ready to go.
This could be Justice Hill. This is not a knock on Justice Hill because he's played really well this year. And I had him on all my parlays yesterday. I thought he was going to have a pretty big impact on that game, but
he would have if he stayed healthy. But shit happens.
Right, but him being out could be a blessing for Keaton Mitchell to get some real work because he needs it.
Yeah.
No,
I
that's
wouldn't say he
definitely
needed
fair.
it, but
Well, he needs it because he hasn't played football in a year. That's all. Like we're going into the
Yeah.
playoffs. I don't want his first real like live touches to be a fucking playoff. I want him to get some touches this week, get some touches against Cleveland, and then we're going into the postseason with a really fresh, hungry
I ain't gonna lie,
playmaker.
the other rookie don't look too bad either though. I
No,
mean,
he
I'm
does
glad
look good, but he's a much different runner though, man. He reminds me of fuck, who does he remind me of?
Darren Sproles, somebody, James White.
No, his running style reminds me of
what kid of Dixon?
Dixon. Yes, I was trying to narrow it down between Dixon and who else?
Buck Allen.
Buck Allen. Yeah, Buck
Yeah,
Allen.
Buck
But
Allen.
no, Dixon. He runs angry.
I
He's
forgot
fucking
all about
stomps
Buck
when he runs.
Allen.
He's got more juice than both of those dudes too.
Oh, no, what they
Yeah,
used to call
Dixon.
him though? It was Buck Allen, but they called him something else though. Buck Allen.
Latavius Allen, I
No,
think.
Javorius.
It was
Oh,
Javorius.
Javorius. Yeah,
Javorius.
Yeah,
Javorius. Yeah.
Jabbar. That's his real name, but they called him
Yeah.
Buck. Okay.
Yeah.
USC
But
running
no,
back.
but Ali has looked good when he's gotten touches. So
Yeah, he ain't look too bad.
I do wonder, like, even so, Keaton Mitchell's going to play. I wonder if Keaton Mitchell's still going to be the third running back, and Ali takes those touches.
Well,
I would
think-
like to see
I
Keaton Mitchell get a decent workload, though.
Right, I think you go into the
No,
week
they might
with,
switch it.
I think you go into the week with the idea that Keaton Mitchell's going to touch the ball 5, 7 times, whatever it is. And if he looks good on those 5, 6, or 7, maybe you give him 10 or 12. And if he doesn't, then Ali's right there. So
And especially depending on how the game goes, like you want to get some rest for Henry.
I'd like to
And-
let Henry find the end.
For sure.
It's been
Yeah.
a few weeks, so
Everybody knows because everybody bets it every week.
yeah, I've stopped betting it. I don't know if you've noticed that because
Yeah.
I don't trust him to find the end zone anymore.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
going with yardage more than anything
they
else.
seem to be moving away from him in the red zone, and I think
What,
that's
Derrick Henry?
for preserve. Yeah, I think they're trying to preserve him for the playoffs.
Yeah.
There, obviously, you get the shit kicked out of you when the defense is packed into a small area, and I think they're just trying
Yeah,
to
I
avoid
think-
the hits on him at this point.
I think the same thing because I mean, but we only got 2 more games, so we might see like a nice little dose of them in the first half, depending on how the game go. You feel me? And then just rest them up against the Browns. I mean, by that shit, because I feel like
We gotta win out.
Yeah, we
gotta
gotta
win
win
out.
in the North.
Yep.
So
So there's no alternative. There's no real alternative to it. Yep. Which
But,
Chiefs.
I mean, I feel like we should be good though. I just want to see that. I want to see that Derrick Henry because I mean, it was a couple of runs where though you could tell like when playoffs come, yeah, we open them holes.
Oh yeah,
up
there
for
was
him.
there was a
Shit
couple
gonna get
runs. He's
crazy.
He's still the same Derrick Henry. He's still the same Derrick Henry we saw for the first 10 weeks. That's still there. They have just limited him to keep him fresh, and that's what Sunday showed me is that
Bro, I want to see a package with Big Cleveland or something, man. God damn.
he played 2 snaps. He was
Yeah, he did. When they had 7 offensive linemen out there, so he used the extra with him and Josh Jones. They're both tight ends.
Yeah. So
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah, he's getting on the field a little bit. It's not enough for my liking, but he's
No.
Terrorist
You
Johnny
think-
is maybe
you
letting
think-
him off the leash.
You think Ted's Walker, right? Although he only had he played a couple snaps last week against the Giants. You think like if we start getting them on the field more, you don't think that'll open up more like running space too? Because that's gonna be like a lot of
Yeah, 'cause
speed
he's
on there.
fast.
You got.
He played a couple
You got-
snaps on yesterday.
Oh,
I
he
remember him
did?
being out there for a couple. Yeah, they just
I
didn't
ain't
throw the
gonna lie,
ball his
bro.
way.
I was so lit, bro. Shit.
All right, hey,
Good.
listen to this. Derrick Henry, because he was obviously on the Titans until this year. So he played the Texans every year. He has in 14 games, he has 253 carries for 1,431 yards. So we're talking about over 100 yards for 12 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's had like 200-yard games.
Yeah,
against
he
that
always fucked the
team.
Texans
He fucks
when
up the
played.
Texans.
Yeah. So that's you can say it doesn't mean anything when you're comfortable playing against another team. I don't know, man. Like that.
How did he do against them last year?
So anybody who's ever played sports before, you
It's
see
Christmas. I
one
like
particular
Lamar for the
team and you
5-2
do well
special.
against them. You do well against them every time you see them. For whatever
Well, and then
reason.
there's also the mental aspect of that other team is also like, oh fuck, here's this guy again.
Right.
This guy
Yeah.
fucking owns us, and they all play scared. The only downside to that is there's been a lot of roster for the Texans, so it's not quite the same team that he used to fuck out of. But I don't know. I like the odds of it. I don't think that you're going to see 30 carries from him unless it's necessary, though. And I don't think it ends up being that. So we're kind of at the point of these, win games and kind of maintain health. So I'm hoping that, we're smart enough that if we're up big, we're not going to get Derrick Henry killed. And we're not going to be getting Lamar killed. And we're not going to, chasing something stupid like an MVP award when we don't actually need it.
I want the 5-piece special on Christmas. Rest the starters in the fourth quarter. That's how I feel. And
I'd also love, on Christmas just because why not?
When is our last game, though? Is it on New Year's? Hold up. Shit. Not New Year's.
No, our last game is January 4th.
5th.
It's 4th or 5th.
It's 4th. Oh, yeah, they haven't decided yet.
5th, that hasn't been
Yeah, they
announced.
ain't decided yet. So the 4th is the Saturday and the 5th is the all right, gosh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So look, we're gonna have a main ass rush too. So see what I'm saying? So even if we don't get that number, well, I know we ain't getting number 1 seed, but you get what I'm saying though, like
no way.
we'll still be kind of rolling because that'd be like another little bye where so we can put some more installments in the offense. I gotta see what I gotta tweet, yo. So Todd Martin can read my tweets, man. Shit.
Right.
From
here on, it's all.
You see Zach turned it around, and I never forget when I say, hey Zach, what you gotta tell the Ravens spot? He said, man, tell them we just working. We still working. You feel me? And I see they was putting in work. That motherfucking Kyle Hamilton and my man AD in that backfield together, bro, that was the best thing I ever did.
Nobody will ever give Harbaugh and the credit they deserve for telling Marcus Williams to fuck off and go away.
I was thanking Marcus Williams yesterday. I said, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, bro. You fucking sucked enough that we put a Darius.
Trash.
Yeah, that's got to be a tough, for a rookie defensive coordinator to be like, you got this. What is Marcus Williams? Probably the 3rd or 4th highest paid safety at this point. He was the highest paid.
He makes $18 million a year.
Yeah,
something like that.
He was the highest paid when he signed his contract. And you got the balls to go fucking take a seat for the undrafted free agent. And it's worked out marvelous. Nobody will ever give Harbaugh the credit on that. Nobody will ever give
that
Orr the credit on that, but it was the right move.
That boy AD, he just do everything that Marcus Williams couldn't do. See, AD play like a Raven. See,
yeah. The only problem with so I love him when he's in the game, he makes an impact. But he's injured. He has an injury issue, and it might have something to do with the size, but he has an injury issue too.
Yeah, but see, that was in the past though. He's been playing good.
No, I agree.
He ain't missed no games. So
he's got honey badger vibes.
He's got
the honey badger vibes to him.
Honey badger. Yes. I like that.
He's a smaller guy. It is all, but sometimes there's going to be bigger guys that he can't get up over the top on a tight end, and he might get hurt.
The hesitation though is like obviously we see what happens when we have Kyle Hamilton and AD in the back, but if you then make that your plan A moving forward and the injury bug comes back, then you're fucked. Whereas
that's why they haven't told Mark Swift fuck off like they did to Deontay Johnson is my guess.
But what I'm saying is like next year and beyond with AD, maybe you have him still in kind of an undefined role. Like he's a good safety. He's a good dime backer as well. So
I think at that point you have Braid. You could probably draft a safety in the 3rd or 4th round, and then you got enough depth behind Darius Washington that you're not fully relying on him, while you're also telling him look, as long as you're healthy, this is your job.
You have to be really confident that you have another AD.
That's really the thing with him is you have to have the depth,
right?
And that's not a bad thing. I feel the same way about Zay too. Is that Zay is a smaller guy and therefore just more susceptible to getting hurt. So wide receiver depth should be something we emphasize in the offseason.
Yeah, but the difference is that Zay is going to get Zay is a bona fide star wide receiver.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a history of getting hurt. So
no, he doesn't. But every time he gets hit hard, I'm like, here's this little guy getting fucking hit by somebody 100 pounds heavier than him. That might not end to. No,
I agree. Just with you take it a step further with AD, and he is small and also has the injury history. So it's hard to make that we're set at safety. Even though when he's in the game, having Kyle back there is fucking great. I love it.
You should give him
a
fucking
best
Blake check.
Wide receiver. He the best wide receiver. I mean, He did remind me of Hollywood when he first came in, but see the difference between Zay is Zay want that contact, and Zay
plays
Zay ain't
strong.
scared of contact. See Hollywood, that motherfucker catch the ball and try to hurry up and try to escape and try, you know what I mean, get out of bounds and shit. But man, I'm happy we got Zay Flowers. Like we really like to be honest with you, we got some like cornerstone players for real.
No, we do.
I
feel like
we got Roger and Linderbaum on the line. Like there. What the fuck was that throw, Bake? Holy fuck!
You're definitely behind me.
I don't have money on stupidly score a touchdown, and he just fucking threw the ball 10 yards behind him for no reason.
Wow.
Hey, you guys. Something I noticed, by the way, when I was looking at the numbers earlier. So I went to defense. This is surprising to me. You go across the board in like major statistical categories for the defense. Roquan Smith, 136 tackles. He's only 8 tackles back of the lead. There's 2 guys in second place with 142, and then 1 guy with 144. So Roquan
my argument for tackles is that I would rather Roquan see breaking up passes rather than having guys catch them and then bring them down. So
I agree. I'm just saying. So we're just gonna go through like major categories. So he's fourth. He's fourth in total. Fourth in total tackles. We have the 7th. So the guy in first, Trey Hendrickson, has 12.5 sacks. Kyle Van Noy has 10.5 sacks. So
yes, he does.
Technically comes in 7th, but really it's 1, 2, 3. It's the 5th most. And then Oweh's got 8. So he's not that far behind. He's in 16th. So then you go to interceptions. Number 1 in the league.
Marlon?
2 guys with
McKinney.
2 guys with 7.
Yeah, McKinney and Kirby Joseph.
Yeah, and then Marlon Humphrey right there.
Yep.
Now you want to see passes. 5th, Marlon Humphrey, 13. So like you go across the board on defense, and we have guys who are performing at the top of the league. You know, the problem obviously has been like the guys who are now healthy scratches every week, who were fucking us every single week with their bullshit.
I just thought about it, right? Like I don't know how y'all feel. Like I'm definitely happy about this win yesterday, but in a way I'm still mad, right? Because if you look at it, like, bro, if we would have fucking the Browns game, then the Steelers game, like, bro, we would have clinched the division yesterday. Like that would have been
Raiders game too.
Yep.
Right. You feel me? But I'm just talking about the divisional game. You feel me? Like that Browns and Steelers game, yo, that shit fucking kicked the. Now we gotta try to win out. But I mean, we're still in a good position. I want that 3rd seed.
Yeah, just give me the playoffs.
That's the most realistic.
Just give me the playoffs. I don't care who we are, to be honest. I don't care.
I mean, me either. But I'm just saying, I want the 3rd seed because I feel like.
I mean, I'd love a home playoff game. Cool.
I mean, that's why I said. That's why I said that. Though. I want a home playoff game, and then we can go on the road.
Reality is I want to be it. You know, we're in the playoffs, so I
just lock in.
Yeah, just lock the fuck in and kick the fuck out of everybody.
Well, I mean, there are 2 common trends. There are 2 common things with both the Super Bowl teams. They both each played 1 home playoff game, and they went on the road twice and beat up the higher seeds. So I mean,
underdog mentality.
So it might be nice to go ahead and get the 3 seed and continue that trend and beat the Broncos, because both those Super Bowl teams just happened to beat the Denver Broncos.
Beat the shit out of them.
And we need to get redemption on Bo next.
I ain't gonna lie though, whoever that last seed is though, I'm hoping they can do some magic with though. We can somehow, we the 3rd seed, we might can host the you know what I mean, AFC championship game. You know what I mean? But hey, it's just a dream. But I you know my goal, Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really
all that matters.
I care about. Super Bowl. That's it for me.
Yeah.
We'll be ready to
get there and win it.
And shit.
Yeah, let's do jersey picks and scores. And well,
Jake, I want you to go first and give your logic pick so I can make.
Sure thing. 2016, we played on Christmas Day and we wore the alt whites. Last year on Christmas Day, we wore the alt whites. This year, we're probably going to wear the alt whites. So give me the alt whites. Ravens victory, 34-13.
BG.
So I was gonna say the same thing that Jake was saying. I was thinking about it earlier. They wore alt whites primetime, Christmas Day, and
against the Niners.
Against the Niners, so they're probably gonna do it again. So I'm gonna go all white.
Dreaming of a white Christmas.
Yeah, and I'm going to guess 27-10.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go white purple. I fucking hate the all white uniforms.
Fuck you.
I'd like to
Jack.
see white purple.
Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna change it up. We're gonna go white purple. And I got 3-1-14 as the final score.
This motherfucker. You know what, Drew? I think that might just be a Leo thing, right? Because I was sitting over here thinking, like,
We got the
yeah, we gonna
Spider-Man
go.
pointing meme going on.
You know what I mean? I was saying to myself, like, I think we gonna go white, but I gotta go with the white tops, the light purple pants.
The light purple. You gotta go light purple.
The light purple pants.
Light purple.
You know
Light
what I mean?
purple.
And then my score prediction: Ravens 42, Texans 18.
6 field goals.
Yep.
How do they get to 18?
6 field goals.
All right.
And a Lamar 5-piece special.
All right. I like it.
All right.
Uniform guru will.
White.
Yep.
I was hoping. I was
hope
hoping
right.
and thinking that maybe the Texans would wear all white, like choose to wear all white.
They
And then
probably
we
gonna
get
wear
some
like
purple.
red. They probably gonna wear like red or something, bro.
They are.
'Cause it's Christmas.
They're gonna wear red. I bet that because they have like a battle red. They have like a whole battle red, all red uniform. I think they're gonna wear that. So yeah, white. I just think it makes sense. And then score. I'm gonna go 48-21. I think we put up a lot of points.
Oh, I like that.
That's interesting.
So you just added 7 to both scores from that's fair.
Well, I've been
Right.
thinking 48 all week. 48 just in my head is like that makes sense.
I'm saying you and I agree the point differential here, and it's
Yeah,
just you
yeah.
have a scoring more.
I would have
them
liked to
scoring
go lower on the points, but I think like it's more like a 48-14 or 13 type of deal, and then they get a garbage touchdown at the end.
So everybody that's listening to this,
Let 'em
right?
get on.
That's a Zone 32 early podcast. I mean, I said podcast. An early leg to your parlay. Just take the Ravens team total. It's gonna
sure.
probably be like 29.5 or 28.5, something like that.
Yeah,
Take that shit.
they'll easily go over 30.
Yeah.
Easy.
They'll be over 30 by halftime. Don't ruin Christmas. That's
Yep.
my plea to you.
Yep.
Um,
Well, last year they did. It was a very, very good Christmas. So there's that. Let's just hope.
I mean,
for a
every time
repeat.
I think about Christmas, though, I just think about that damn Steelers game that one year.
Don't-
Hey,
Yeah, I was
don't bring that juju in here. Don't bring that negativity in here.
No, that's what
No
I'm saying.
bad
Like,
juju.
and that shit, and I'm saying that shit ruined Christmas. So that's why I'm saying I feel how Drew.
I still remember
it-
where I was when that happened. I was in
That
North
shit.
Carolina, sitting upstairs by myself at a family member's house watching that game and just screaming at the television. It was not fun. Kyle Juszczyk scored that touchdown to go ahead, and I was like, yes, the fucking
We got
fullback
it.
did it.
We got it.
We
Yeah.
got this. And then that fucking CT bitch, Antonio Brown, with the reach.
Okay. As soon as he scored, I was like, "Fuck, that's too soon."
That shit was so long. Zach Orr was still playing linebacker.
He was. The next game, he had to retire. The next day, or like shortly after, he had to retire because of the fucking vertebrae.
Yeah,
But-
first reported by Dundalk trash expert Tyler Sperry, allegedly.
Allegedly. But anyway, that's going to do it for this week. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever the fuck you celebrate. Happy Winter Solstice, you fucking pagans. We will be back to discuss this, that, and the other. But meanwhile, it's time for me to die. Play it.
There we go.
Zone 32.